Hello my lovely humans and my Nintendo gamers, my Wii U owners, and those who actually still support these lovely tutorials I continue to produce. Thank you again. Here's another tutorial, this time showcasing how to have every Nintendo platform on your Wii U, all the games installed. I'm going to show you how to run the games, how to install them properly, how to actually do the cover art, as well as a bonus at the end of the video. I'm going to show you how to run Nintendo 64 games natively and have every single title also on the hard drive and available at the selectable button. So, like, subscribe, and comment, and let's go ahead and get this party started as we are going to show you, or shall I say I am going to show you, how to get every Nintendo platform on your Wii U and make it like it's running natively on the original consoles. You're watching The Crimson End by Amber, and again, let's go. Okay, Nintendo and Wii U gamers, let's go ahead and get started. Now, I want to do this really quickly because it takes a lot of time to be able to show you everything that's going to be here. But before we go into all the formalities, I'm going to show you exactly what you're going to need to do. And first, I'm going to show you the website where they get these files from. There's not really a couple of files here. And I'm going to show you where to place these files. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to go to this website, and I'll put the link in the description below. You're going to scroll down a little bit, and you're going to come to this post right here that is dated on June 2nd, 2024. There is a 2025 post too with a couple of updates, but right now I want to primarily focus on the Nintendo games first. That's what I want to focus on. So, before, you can only get RetroArch on Tiramisu and also on the actual, I believe, I can't remember the previous name of the other one, the previous hack for the Wii U whenever you do the custom firmware. But this is for Aroma. Aroma is what's been taken over lately, but it's been having the hardest time doing RetroArch. So for RetroArch, you're going to download this package here. You're going to right click, say open the tab, and you're going to download the file. The file is 631 megabytes, and you're going to actually download that file. Once you download that file, I want you to, I'm going to put another link in the description below too, because one of the hardest things that's been in the past to be able to emulate on the actual Wii U was N64. Now, this gentleman has made a custom install where you can run on your Wii U, outside your Nintendo 64 games on the Wii U with flawless gameplay. It's going to be just like you're playing on the real in Nintendo 64. So, what you're going to do, I'm going to put that link in the description below too. It even has up here proper Nintendo 64 emulator for Wii U. You're going to scroll down, and this gentleman is going to come in this section. He's going to come in it, and he's going to say, try these. And where is he at? Nope, that's me. But, let me see, where is he? Here it is. So he's going to say, try these, and he's going to have a link to both of these description. What are they? Another link, the only link. Either that or I'm on the wrong page, but I recorded this so many times. I'm not about to do this over. But yes, here they are right here. So this guy, Danny19901, thank you, Danny. He says, try these two. And what you're going to do, same scenario, you're going to download, right click, and these are going to open up in Mega. And the reason I'm showing you these is because, actually, let me do this so I can hide that from Nintendo. What you're going to do, instead of download individual files, just hit download here, and then download as a zip file. Really doing that because these are install files. You can't just download individuals. This is for the rice. You're going to download that one. That one is a zip file. It's going to download it. And this is for the other one, for the Wii 64, and you're going to download it. So once you get both of these downloaded, let's go to the actual folders and get those started. So this is going to be your SD card, and these are going to be the files. So the first thing you want to do is take that first folder that I told you to download first, which is the Aroma cores. You're going to right click that, and you're going to unzip the folder. And then you're going to do the same thing to these two. You're going to download those, and you're going to have both those folders. So the first thing you want to do is open up the Aroma folder, highlight both of these, and drag them over into your SD card. Don't change anything, just drag them over. That's it. When you get the Wii U, the Wii 64 and the Wii 64 Rice, what you want to do is open now, pick another folder with the same name, drag it over into the install folder. So you just want to go here and go to install. See, mine's already in there, so it's going to say replace, yes. And you want to put both of them, we double click, you want to put both of those inside the actual install folder. So once you do that, I want you to do one more thing before you remove your SD card. I want you to go into the RetroArch folder, double click, and I want you to add these two folders here. So if you go right to the original file, it has all these folders. I want you to add a BIOS folder, and I want you to add a ROMs folder. And the reason I want you to add a ROMs folder and a BIOS folder, because that's where you're going to place your ROMs and your BIOS files for the actual emulator. On the BIOS emulator, I do have one in here for Game Boy Advance and a couple other systems, so I got them in here already. Then I'm going to go back, and in the ROMs folder, I have Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Nintendo DS, NES, and SNES. And in mine, I have every game platform. So if you go to the Game Boy Advance folder, I want you to pay attention to something. Look at the extension at the end of it. Game Boy Advance says GBA. It's .GBA. So that's one. Game Boy Color. These are all zip files. But I'm going to show you something in a minute. I could have unzipped these, and I could have put those in here as well, but I did not, which I could have, but I did not. So you have all these files in here as zip. I'm going to show you something in a minute. Just wait. I want you to pay attention to what I'm showing you. These are very important things I want to show you. The NES files, same thing, they're .NES. When I go to the Super Nintendo, then the Super Nintendo has different file types. You have .SFC, .SMC, and I want you to pay attention to that. Notice how I have 700 games in the Super Nintendo folder. I have 857 games in the NES folder. And I'm not going to go to the Nintendo DS, we're not worried about that. I have 530 games in the Game Boy Color. And I have 1,142. Pay attention to that number. I'm going to show you why that's important. 1,142. Now, one more thing. I want you to go back to the main part of your Wii U folder, and I want you to add another folder here. Right here, right above the Wii U folder, I want you to type in WII64, which is Wii 64. Create that folder. Then I want you to double click, and I want you to type another folder in here and call it ROMs. And then I want you to place all your N64 games in here in .Z64 format. That's very important. So if your files are zipped, unzip them and place them in .Z64 format. That's all you have to do. Okay? Once you do that, go back to your actual home screen. Right click. Do not remove the SD card any other way but what I'm showing you. Right click your folder and say eject. Do not just pull it out of the SD card reader. Say eject and eject that. And now we're going to go over to the actual Wii U and place it in there, and I'm going to show you the next steps. Okay, so now we're back on the home screen of the actual Wii U. Now the first thing I want to do, I'm going to show you the installs of these two. These are only for the actual N64 games. So let's go to the main games first. And I want to show you the reason I wanted you to look at those extensions when it came to the actual Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo, SNES, stuff like that, and the OG Game Boy. I want to show you something that's very important, and I want to do that because I felt like they kind of gave me kind of wrong when it came to the original Game Boy and the original Game Boy Color. Game Boy Advance. And let me see exactly how many games are supposed to be in here. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you, go back the other way. So first of all, here's my Super Nintendo games. I've already scanned my games in, but I'm going to show you how to scan them correctly. So the first thing I did, I imported my content, and I actually did just the folder by itself, and didn't recognize all the games. So here now I have all 777 Super Nintendo games. And now I have so many covers, which I'm going to go into that in a few minutes anyway, so I can show you that as well. On the regular Nintendo, all 857 of my games are actually installed. Some situation with them, they have an issue with covers. The Game Boys, let me see, they will have 512. There's supposed to be it's supposed to be 622 games. The Game Boy Color has only 468 games that are showing up, which I believe, I'm checking in the background right now. Is this Game Boy Color? Yes. Game Boy Color, there is supposed to be 675, so I'm gonna fix that too. And Game Boy Advance, they only have 512, and they are actually supposed to have over 1,000, so 1,142 games. So I'm missing a lot of games from here. So what I want to do, I'm going to show you exactly what to do first. So first thing you want to do is go to Import Content. Oh, I forgot you gotta wait. This thing freezes up for a couple of seconds. Okay, there we go. So we'll import, go to Manual Scan, go to Content Directory, and choose where you go. So we're gonna do a Game Boy Advance because that's the games that's missing the most. And I'm gonna go back to RetroArch. I'm going to go down to my ROMs. Then I'm going to go to the Game Boy Advance folder. And that's the directory that we're gonna do. We're gonna scan that directory. And once I will scan that directory, the system name, I'm gonna scroll down. You wanna scroll now to the Game Boy Advance. There we go, Nintendo Game Boy Advance. And then you wanna go to, now you know about that, default core. Choose the program that's gonna run the Nintendo Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance, which I'm gonna use MGBA because I like that better. It actually runs everything almost flawless. Found extensions. Now this is important. This is what I want to tell you. Since it's not picking up all the ROMs, you want to make sure you put the extensions in here. So what I want to do is I'm going to put the format that they're in, .gba. And after you do that, just press the start button and it'll lock it in. And you want to go scan inside the archives. It says if it's a zip file, a .z file, whatever, say yes. You want to scan everything. Also, you want to turn this feature on, validate existing entries. What you want to do is make sure it doesn't take the scan that long. So if you wanted to scan 1,000 games, the last thing you want to do is sit through 1,000 game scan again. Since it already did half of them, now I can scan the rest. So now, we're going to go ahead and scan. And I see it's moving faster now because it's actually making sure the ones that's already scanned, it doesn't have to scan them again. And you want to do this manually for each console or each set of ROMs, and that way it makes sure it gets all of them. And as you can see, it's scanning everything on her with a GBA extension on it to make sure that every single game shows up this time. So see, and I just slowed down. So as then you know, it's catching the ones it didn't catch before. So when you see it doing that, when it paused like that, that's because it's catching the games it didn't scan the first time. And that was a major issue. And so it's doing a pretty good job too. So it's catching them pretty quickly and it's moving pretty fast. I was expecting it to go a lot slower than this, but it's not because it already scanned over half of them. But it's still missing about 600 games. So you might see a couple of pauses in here because like I said, 600 games are a lot of games to be missing. And if it does slow down, yeah, you can see it's catching them. I'm glad it's catching them fast because I know Game Boy Advance games are small file sizes, so they're like 8 gigabytes or something like that, or 16 gigabytes, so they're not that big a file. So it's actually, this is why I chose this specific one because it's not going to take that long because their file sizes are so tiny. But I do like the fact that it's actually catching the ones it didn't catch before, including all those Pokemon games that you guys all know about as well. Now, one thing I don't do, I don't actually show people where they get the games. That's up to you to figure that out. I'm not going to show you how to do that, unfortunately. I just wanted to show you how to make sure all your games are actually scanned properly. That was my primary goal. And it's almost done. It's already at 80%. And also, I want to say thank you everybody for 200 subscribers in less than a year. I want to say thank you everybody who actually love these tutorials. I do appreciate you so much. So a heart emoji holding that for you. I do appreciate you guys so much, and I love everybody who actually comes to speak for me and talks to me about these games, and who actually just loves these tutorials. So watching this down in the hooder scan, it actually helps me speak with you guys a little bit longer until we go to the next step. So I want to show you what to do once it completes. And this is what happens when you have almost 1,200 games on your SD card. That's also important too. I want to talk about the SD cards. Make sure you format a 128 gigabyte on larger SD card and actually format to FAT32 to be able to get all these games on there. Okay, we are done. So now we're going to go back to Game Boy Advance and look over. 1,135 games. Amazing. These are the not given 500. Alright, so now I'm obviously going to be missing a whole lot of covers. So the first thing I wanted to go back, and I'm going to show you how I do the covers. So you want to go here on the main menu. This is how you get all your covers for everything. Nintendo, SNES, Game Boy Advance, whatever. This is how you get that. So when you go to the main menu, on your online updater, you're going to click this option right here where it says On-Demand Thumbnails Download. Turn that on. Then you want to go to Playlist Thumbnail Updater. You might click on that. Choose the system. Just press the A button. And now it's going to download all those covers that it didn't have on the previous option. Excuse me. So now we just have to wait for 1,100 plus covers to download and attach to all these games. And this is what you would do to every single platform going forward. And then once this is done, I'm going to go and scan the ROMs for the Game Boy Color so we can get all those in here as well. The same way that I did the other one. I'm just going to, can I go back on this? Oh shit, I pushed it twice. Okay. So, same scenario. You're going to go to Import Content, Manual Scan, and now you're going to just change it to Game Boy Color. Scan that directory. You're going to go down, change the name again to Game Boy Color. And then you're going to go down to the core you want to play on it. I think the Game Boy Color uses Gear Boy, but I'm going to use TGB Dual. So we'll use that because it's a little bit faster. I believe that's the one that I actually use. Actually, you can use MBGBA. They both do Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. So you can actually use both, so we can just use that. And you're going to do, this time, you're going to do dot. And then you're going to use GBC. Oh, that's wrong. C. And then you'll press start. And then you're going to do the same thing, keep everything else the same. Archives on, the zip files, scan extra folders. And then you're going to go on here and you're going to scan that. So first, I'm going to finish these scans, I'm going to finish these covers and stuff like that, and then I'm going to come back and then we're going to continue from here. Like I said, this tutorial is going to take a little bit longer than I thought because there is extra steps that you have to take, and then I'm going to show you some of the video settings and the controller settings, so I'll be right back again. Alright, so once you got all the information scanned in, there's a couple more settings I want you to change over to. You want to go down to settings, go to video settings. I want you to change a few things. On the scaling, turn integer scale on, turn integer scale over scale on, change the aspect ratio to 16:9, and also where it says crop overscan, push yes. And once you do that, you're going to have to restart the program and bring it back for live. Also, turn binary filter on, which makes it much better for high definition, and also your video filter, turn that on as well. One thing I want to change real quick is the Super Nintendo's cord that I want to use, or emulator that I want to use. So one thing I want to change on that, let's see, is I'm going to change that in a minute. Let's go to the games first. So first we're going to start with the NES. There's a lot of games out here. Since there's always set 857 games, you don't want to have to scroll through this because it'll take forever. Just type in the name of the game you want to go to. In my instance, it's going to be Super Mario 3. Actually, yeah, Super Mario 3, because it doesn't have that long-ass intro that Super Mario Bros. 2 does. And let's go to... I could have just typed in Mario and it would have been a lot quicker, but you know me, gotta make things complicated. There we go. And we're gonna go ahead and do Mario Bros. 3. And one thing I want to do is go ahead and just run that. This one runs fine. The Super Nintendo, and I'm going to show you a different core, because I think what the core I have on now runs way too fast, and it almost like it overclocks it. So let's go ahead and do that. And as you can see, everything runs fine. Ooh, I haven't played this in so many years. Oh, come on, I spent some time. Well, that kind of messed me up. I was gonna actually, oh, he messed me up. Time I got ready to go. That's so messed up. But I haven't played this in so long. Oh, wow. And just like that, Mario works perfectly fine. And it's so simple. You just press the guide button. You can instantly close it out and go to the next system or platform you want to play on. And it's pretty fast. I mean, you don't have to worry about, going back and forth. The next one we're going to go to is, like I said, Super Nintendo. And here, this play mode playing Punch-Out. No. What was one of my favorite, why do I keep pressing it? So yeah, this is pretty cool too. You can press the start button and it'll zoom in on your covers. That way when you scroll into your game, if they have covers, they'll just show up. That's pretty cool. Let's see, what games do I want to play on here? Well, what? Right, let's go Teen Age. So that's actually Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There we go. Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. Nope, I don't want to do that either. What do I want to play? There's so many games on Super Nintendo, it's just crazy. You can actually do so much. Batman. Nope, that'll be a copyright strike too. I just really want to show you how something works. Oh, you know what? I will get a copyright strike on this. Hold up. Oh. Man, I forgot to change the core. That's something I forgot. Come on, go back. Alright, so... close it. Yeah, I forgot to change the core. I forgot the core that I have it set on now is so fast, like it overclocks it. So, let's see, Contra. I swear I did this tutorial 100 times and I keep dragging it out even longer. Oops. Okay, set core association. We are going to do this one, because that one takes, I don't think it overclocks it. So the other one actually overclocks it, so it moves so fast. I was playing Diddy Kong 3. I'm sorry, Donkey Kong Country 3, Diddy Kong or whatever, and it ran into Dixie. And it was running so fast. Well, I missed this game. There's so many here. Oh, come on. It's over. Pretty nice. Like when you shoot the gun and actually runs over the guy behind you. Misha, I don't actually, yeah, I made sure I saved that weapon just for that. I remember this actually right here. You actually press the button. Okay, and let me pause that because I can sit here and I can play this all day long. And last but not least, I'm going to show you the actual Game Boy games, which you pretty much already know they work. Basically, you choose what you want, you boot it up, it actually works, you change the core and go from there. So anyway, let's get out of here because I want to actually, I don't want to kind of ask too long. How long have I been on this so far? Already 10 minutes again, and I didn't get to show you the other platforms, but that's okay. You see that they actually work now, and they work perfectly fine, they boot perfectly fine. So what we're going to do is, for my final step of this, I'm actually going to show you the N64, which is almost the one that everybody has a impossible way of running games on it. And this is something I've been wanting to share with you for a long time, is you can finally play N64 games. So first of all, those two files I had you install, you're going to go to WUNP installer, and once you get in here, those two folders that I put it in the install folder, you're going to go here, you're going to go select all, and you're going to install both of these. It's going to say, where do you want to install these? Yes. Install. I'm putting mine on the USB, so I have a 2 terabyte external hard drive. And if you notice, it takes like 2 seconds. There's one. And then it's going to go to the next one. Now, remember when I told you to put those ROMs in that other folder, right? This is why you do that. And make sure they were actually in Z. You want to close that out. What? Oh, I forget it does that when you do that. Oh, my bad. I keep forgetting it does that. actually pressing close software and it's not letting me do it. This thing always messes up my, this thing always messes up on me. Alright, give me 1 second. Again, then we go to the next step. The reason I have so many issues exiting out of stuff is because when I do this, it actually has, I have to use my Pro Controller to be able to record the screen and I have to flip back and forth. So once you get both of these installed, the one I'm going to use is the one called Rice, because Rice actually just runs better. And I'm going to go here, click on that. Yes, I want to use the Wii U pad. And we're going to go from there. Now it's going to switch back to the Wii U gamepad instead of the Pro Controller. I only use the Pro Controller to actually select the menu. So here's the cool part. So now that I have this open, this is a pre-installed software strictly for the Wii U, and it actually runs all your 64 games natively. So a couple of settings you want to change first. First, go to Advanced, go to Settings, go to Video, change your video to 16:9. See it corrects it right away. You can also increase the graphics. Let me use more textures, the higher textures here. And you want to show frames per second, keep that off. Where you want your saves, auto save natively, yes. Your audio, do not disable it. And your input is going to be your actual control you have now. So just keep that on automatically, it'll automatically select it. So now I want to load a ROM. Now, since I told you I have every single N64 game ever made, it's going to say load from SD card. And it's going to load everything out of that specific folder. And as you can see, I have every game ever made on here, and you can go to the next, and it's just so many. And on the other program, the regular Wii 64, not the Rice, it actually lets you do the covers, which is actually pretty cool. But I don't want the covers on this. I just want to be able to play the game. So as you can see, I have every game there is, and now I can even play Super Mario 64 in widescreen, like it's supposed to. And just like this, instant.
Mario.
Natively on the actual Wii U, and it's running flawless. Audio and video, and fully widescreen.
Yours truly,
Princess Toast too, Peach. So her name is Peach Toast Duel. And now you can actually play every single Nintendo 64 game natively on this system with no issues, and also instantly make it widescreen, instantly enhance the graphics on the Wii U. But just if you was playing it on Project 64 or something else on the computer, now you fully have it on here. Analog stick works perfectly. Triggers work perfectly. Everything works like it's supposed to. What I really like to buy running on here too is the load times is pretty much instant. And instead of having the yellow key, you got the right analog now, which is actually pretty good. Now, for all you gamers out there who actually love everything on here, now you can. And notice there's no breakup in graphics, no glitches, because it's just like you running it off the actual cartridge. So this is fully compatible on the system now. And just like that. And when you're done, all you do is pause it. Press the key. Now, this is the trick. Now, I wondered for a long time, how do you exit out this program? Because when you press the Wii U button to actually exit out like the home key, nothing happens. So, my final tip for this video is to exit out and go to another game, or to exit out, press the Y and the X button simultaneously and just hold them down. And there you go. And then you go here, quit game, and you're done. Just like that. And that's all you have to do. Press the Y and the X button simultaneously. Then it'll back out and it'll go back to the Wii U home screen. And it'll let you go back into the actual Wii. I'm not sure why mine. Okay, there. Oh, I was gonna say, I keep forgetting the capture device takes a while to catch up. Like it don't know how to catch up with you. Because my TV was already showing it, but the capture device wasn't showing it. And just like that, you're back at the home screen and you can choose out something else to do. So I hope this actually showed you a lot of ways now you can get every Nintendo platform on your Wii U simultaneously with every game they ever made all on one platform. So I hope that actually helps you guys out a lot. So now I can go in here, delete all the games I have in here as far as my Game Boy Advance games, because now I have them in here and I have every single title. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope you like the tutorial. Like, subscribe, and if I could get at least 100 likes, I'm gonna say that right now, 100 likes and at least 4,000 views. So help me get 4,000 views and 100 likes. Then I'm gonna show you how to run every single DS game ever made, run on your Wii U natively. And I like this better because unlike when you use Virtual Wii, it doesn't have that stupid overlay over it. Now you can actually adjust the screens like you're actually playing on a DS. So, if all those guys who had issues with games like Origami, or that game is called, with the touchscreen wasn't working, guess what? It works on this emulator. Okay, 100 likes and 4,000 views, and I am going to set that tutorial up for you and show you step by step how to run native DS games flawlessly on this. Alright, thank you for watching. Everyone have a wonderful day, a lovely day that is, my lovely humans, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.